Welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm Sarah Albritton, a narcoleptic comedian, and this is the podcast where I interview people in my bed and we talk about sleep, comedy, and relationships. I'm happy to be part of the Laugh Factory Podcast Network. This is my 70th episode, and this week I interviewed New York comedian Clark Jones. Before we get started on that, I do want to address the Graham Cassidy bill. This bill is very scary to me and to many people that have pre-existing conditions, big or small, because even just having one thing, the states individually can make their choice that they either don't want to cover something related to their pre-existing condition, or they want to make coverage so expensive that they will price them out and people will not be able to afford coverage. Additionally, they're going to be the states will have the option to remove lifetime bans. They'll have the option to charge more for people with maternity care. They'll have the option to charge up to 5 times more for people that are old. You know, there's so many things that are messed up about this bill, and I'm very scared. And if you think about what this could do in terms of the economy, it's a sixth of our economy, healthcare, that could throw everything into chaos. If you have the chance, please take 2 minutes and call your senators and leave a message and tell them where you stand on this issue. The national number to contact your senator is 202-224-3121. And now back to talking about the talk I had with Clark Jones, which was super fun. We talked about everything from the weirdness of blank check to talking about conspiracy theories to talking about comedy and our life and art and how art affects and brings everybody together. Clark made some really cool points about that. Also, side note, there was a movie I couldn't remember midway through. That movie is Little Big League. What we talk about that movie, you'll have to listen to find out. You can catch Clark Jones all the rest of this month at Laugh Factory Chicago. He's kind of in Chicago for the month of September, so you can catch him there. You can also check out his website, classicblackdude.com, that has journalism, articles, some real interesting content going on there. He's also got some fashion stuff that he sells. Really check that out. And you can also follow Clark Jones on Twitter at @TheClarkJones. You can also catch me on September 25th at 7 p.m. at I.O. for POV. Sleeping with Sarah is brought to you by Audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah to get a free audiobook of your choice. This week, I'd like to recommend Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. Again, that's audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah. If you like this podcast, please rate and review on iTunes, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, like us on Facebook, all of that jazz. You can also check out the website, sleepingwithsarah.com, or follow me on Twitter at Sarah Albritton. Well, now let's get started with the show, because that was a really long intro. Sleeping with Sarah. Welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm here with my guest, Clark Jones.
Clark Jones. That's me.
How'd you sleep last night?
How did I sleep last night? I slept pretty good. I got in earlier because I knew I had to do some stuff this morning, so it was a good, don't know exactly when I'm falling asleep, kind of like just lights out type of thing.
Lights are out, you're out.
Like lights and TV outside were externally wrong, but like, you know, when you fall asleep but you don't like ease into it, you just pass out. It was one of those. Oh, yeah, you were just so exhausted you just passed out. Yeah, I don't quite remember when I stopped watching Frasier.
What, you watch Frasier?
I'm a Frasier fanatic.
Really?
Been watching Frasier since it was coming on. You know it's the longest running character on TV? Frasier Crane?
I did not know that.
From Cheers to the show, it's the longest running character. Longer than any Simpsons character.
Really? It says this was going on for like 20 years.
He was Frasier Crane from, 85 to 2002?
Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah. Maybe that Simpsons thing ain't true, but it's close enough. He's the closest. He's the longest real life person. I'm a big fan of if you say a fact strong enough, it's a fact. You know, if you're right. If you're confident enough in that fact, it becomes a fact in that moment. It certainly feels right.
Yeah.
He was two shows, Cheers and Frasier. Mm-hmm. That's a long ass time.
That is. I couldn't imagine playing a character for that long. You almost become the character. Do you think?
When they nail it, I mean, he kind of off screen. Kelsey Grammer it was like, yo, I'm not Frasier. He got in drunken driving accidents and all type of shenanigans just to let people know.
It's like these Disney kids, though. Like, you know, like once, you know, these Disney Channel kids that are brought up that way, then they decide to do drugs and get crazy just to prove that they're not a Disney kid anymore.
Like that kid from Blank Check. Yeah. He was the kid on Family Ties. And then he did that movie Blank Check, which is atrocious.
I remember that movie.
If you have Netflix, everything in it is incorrect. Everything in it. Which is crazy because the guy who wrote it wrote the book on screenplays. Literally wrote a book on it. But that movie, it's at one point he's like 12, but he makes out with this grown woman, and this is a Disney movie.
I know. Oh, I didn't even think that it was a Disney movie. You're right.
And people were like, "Oh, he didn't really make out. There was no tongue." I'm like, dude, there's never.
She was leading him on. If she was a teacher, she was his teacher, having to see him every day for a year, you know.
Watch Blank Check again. They run through this water fountain where her entire dress gets soaked.
I remember that.
The back of her dress goes up. For a split second. You gotta be... Disney is crazy.
And was there no bra? Was there?
It was the back of her dress.
Oh.
The back of her dress went up. Do you need another pillow? It seemed like you holding your neck up on your own. Yeah.
There.
The back of her dress went up, and this 12-year-old. Granted, they're on a date. First of all,
a date.
They're on a date to start because she's investigating.
Spoiler alert! She's investigating him.
Blank Check is trash. First of all,
also, you could look at it as she's doing her job, trying to get close to the but still,
they didn't even know that until the movie started. But she's been on stakeout somehow for 3 weeks for this person who was just created. He's pretending to be this adult millionaire or multimillionaire. He bought a castle for $125,000. That was crazy.
And also the fact that how quickly all this stuff happens. Like a day goes by, he buys a castle. Like there's no wait time. There's no issue with the realtor. There's nothing.
Then he got to meet him. He outbid somebody for $125,000 for a castle. Spent all this money up. The realest thing about the movie, it was at one point, I think he got down to like 50 grand, and all of a sudden he got a bill for 75 grand. I'm like, that's the realest thing about this movie. Whenever you get down to like your last dollar, you owe somebody $5. That happens every single time.
Yeah.
It's happened to me a bunch. I'm bad with money. But I know Blank Check is a piece of shit. And it's for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, you seem like you pay a lot of attention to movies and TV shows and all that. Do you write? Do you screen? You said you read some screenwriting books, or that guy read it?
Yeah, I mean, I write. I'm more of a punch up kind of guy. Like if I have an idea, I'll flesh it out. But you like making bad scripts better. I'm just mystery. I'm mystery science. The whole movie. Me and my roommate watched it, and every minute there was something to comment on. It was so funny. That was the best part about it. They chasing this dude through a park in a Bentley. It's crazy.
Who's your roommate?
Andy Sanford in New York. He's a comedian from Atlanta. Yeah. And we live together in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's fun just to be able to chill, watch a movie. And when you watch a movie as an adult, you have such different perspective on shit.
Even like I could watch Little Giants and say like, all right, this is a kid's movie, it's not too crazy. But Blank Check, the only reason I watched it because every time I opened up Netflix, it was right there in the middle. And I just why do I keep getting past, how bad was this movie as an adult? And you always gonna find things when it's Disney movies, but I mean, good God, Blank Check.
Yeah.
It's troublesome I feel that somebody greenlit this movie where a kid walks into a bank and withdraws $1 million.
Yeah.
And spends it. That's
exactly what a kid would do.
Man, as soon as when I was a kid, if I walked in the bank, people would be like, what the fuck are you doing in this bank by yourself? And there's no way you can stuff $1 million in a book bag. You can't. There's no way. I don't give a fuck what it is. You cannot, even if it's all hundreds, you cannot. It would be so full that people would be like, that kid looked like he got $1 million in that book bag. Somebody would rob him.
I feel like you would have a good thing breaking down the illogical fallacies of the films,
I just love when shit makes sense, man. Even if it's dumb, establish that this is dumb. Don't act like
call out that it's like with Community, with their fourth or whatever. They're clearly they shouldn't be in community college after that many years, but they called it out.
Don't have no real moments, no heart to heart Where's the piano playing and it's slow like Family Matters? Don't do none of that. Don't in any way try to make like this is a real thing, because it's not. It's not even close.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's what takes me out of the movie going. Establish that this is just hijinks, man.
Yeah. Hijinks, ridiculous shit.
Hijinks, ridiculous shit.
Man, though, like if I had gotten $1 million when I was friggin' 12 years old, I don't know what I would have. What would you have done?
I'd try to buy a professional team. Then after getting rebuffed, I would definitely give some money to the fam. So
wait, that's another movie. That's another movie where a kid gets to own a baseball team. Oh, what was that called?
A kid got to own a baseball team?
It wasn't Rookie of the Year. It was, damn, I can't remember. It was a baseball team. Yeah.
Rookie of the Year was Henry Baumgartner.
Yeah, that was where he played for it. But there was another one where a kid...
Do you remember the team?
I feel like it's like the Twins, but I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong.
There was something with the Twins.
I think it was the Minnesota Twins, but I don't remember. But I remember it was a kid that ended up owning a baseball team.
That wasn't Angels in outfield, was it?
No.
And it wasn't Major League. It wasn't Mr. 3000 starring Bernie Mac. It wasn't that movie either. You know, I think that was maybe the Royals. It's always a Central Division. I don't remember
what it is. But there's always some movie
that does sound familiar.
Right? Or it could be like that Sinbad Genie movie that never existed that people thought...
People are sure that really happened and it didn't.
Have you heard of that? The whole Mandela effect thing?
I've heard about that. The alternate universe theory of this Sinbad movie that didn't quite exist. The Shaq movie where he was a genie existed. But I don't think Sinbad was a genie. No.
But the thing was that they also talk about... It's called the Mandela effect because a large group of people believe that Nelson Mandela died in like the 80s, but then he didn't really die till like 5 years ago or something recently?
Recently, yeah.
Yeah. So the whole idea is that there's a large group of people that have this conscious memory of this thing happening, and then it didn't really happen. Yeah. So it's like this weird But the thing that really got me was, did you ever read those kid books about the bears?
Berenstein.
Yeah.
The Berenstain or the Berenstein.
Yeah, see, that's what drew me up, because I remember it being Berenstein, you know? And
that's what I remember.
Stain. So that's what freaked me out. I was like, because my memory is like deceiving me in that point, you know?
But there used to be, I feel like there were commercials that pronounced it Berenstein.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They had a TV show too. And like, I watched back some of that stuff because I got into that, you know, internet.
PBS, right?
Yeah. They had a thing on it. So, like, in my head, I was like, it's Bernstein, but it's Berenstein. So, it's like these little tiny things. So, some people believe that it could be because somebody went back in time and changed something, and then it changed. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like...
It might be some anti-Semitic, like, avoidance. You know what I mean? Because Berenstain and Bernstein...
Like, Bernstein is kind of, yeah. More...
Yeah, that conjures up. Like, maybe they, you know, what kind of bears were they? You know what I mean? Like, were they, were they going to synagogue? Like, what was going on? So maybe
why wasn't it? Maybe there was a book about, you know, about bar mitzvahs, you know, they cut out.
It could have been an opportunity for outreach, but they just say, no, we'd rather just wipe it from history.
Yeah, there was somebody I was talking to about the only special about Hanukkah that I can remember that was just for Hanukkah was like Rugrats. That was the only one that did that.
Rugrats did a Hanukkah?
Mm-hmm. Because it was like their grandpa, like the mom's dad, I think, the mom's dad was Jewish, so they had a Hanukkah one. That's like the only one, because all the other ones like are combination ones. Yeah. But that was the only one that had a whole separate episode directly just for Hanukkah.
I can't believe they got away with a character named Dr. Lipschitz on a Nickelodeon show.
Nickelodeon,
for kids.
But Nickelodeon actually, Ren and Stimpy started on Nickelodeon, you know? And also Rocko's Modern Life, Rocco, he worked for a sex phone line.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's like a weird thing, like, cause he would say like, oh baby, you know, like in like that Australian accent, and then there were signs in the back. Like, it's so crazy. The internet, people just go back and like find this shit out. Like, Nickelodeon kind of pushed the buttons with some things.
They had to move to Nick at Night. Then they went to E with Aeon Flux and all the late night programming. I always thought it was weird. Like, I watched Boy Meets World as a kid, and I have to look this up, but I would like to look up the writers of Boy Meets World, because it had to be grown men who were writing like, all right, Topanga gets her period. And like those were the best episodes that these middle-aged men like just got together like, all right, we gonna write about the first kiss and losing it, and like all that shit was like, we got a whole season of it. But as soon as they got to college, the show started to suck. As soon as the kid Topanga became of age, they just we like, don't know.
We're gonna wait for them to get married.
We don't know what to write, and then we'll bring it back. Let's bring the show back, but this time let's focus on the kids again. Like as soon as Topanga and Corey turned 18, the show sucked
because they were trying to be all family friendly. They didn't have like sex wasn't like a big part. It was like the whole thing that they got married before they'd have like it's.
They had sex. For sure.
Yeah, but they didn't like...
They alluded to it, for sure.
Yeah.
They definitely did. Well, as soon as they got to college. Why this
they
girl...
got married. That's what... They got married before they had sex. Like, that was the whole
Did they get married before they went to school?
They got married while they were in college.
They had sex the first week. You had this crush on this girl since you were 12, and you're 18, and you're free?
And you guys went to prom together and shit?
And you went to prom together.
Prom is like the sex time, right?
And your best friend is Sean. You had sex.
Sean was doing like a mafia thing. I remember that story.
Sean was doing everything. He had a black girlfriend. Mm-hmm. He was going from house to house. Come on, man. Ain't no way. Ain't no way she waited till they were... That was them trying to clean it up because the show was coming to an end.
Yeah.
That was that.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to prom?
I did go to prom. Mm-hmm. Prom was at down there on Lower Wacker at the Hilton, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's where prom was. And then I left my keys in the car.
Prom?
I had a rental car.
Oh no!
And, I locked my keys in the car, and then we went on the Spirit of Chicago.
Like the boat thing?
Yeah, after prom we went on the boat. And, my boy ended up giving me a ride home because him and his date didn't have, that type of thing that was going to happen. So he gave us a ride home, and it was very, very innocent.
Well, that's, wow. Yeah, so, that does sound pretty innocent for
sure. It wasn't meant to be. Maybe I would be a father by now if I didn't lock my keys in the car. I might. Who knows?
Oh, maybe that's a sign. Yeah, just, who knows?
You just never live with no regrets, man. Mm-hmm. You never know what could have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's prom, man. This feels like so far away.
How was your prom?
It was alright. I had a nice date. It was fun. He didn't go to my school, but he was very attractive, very fun. Still a little bit more on the still a little bit more on the innocent-ish side.
He didn't make a move.
Well, no, we like made out and stuff, but like, we weren't going to a hotel room or anything, we went to we went to prom at this, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and it was at this,
502.
Yeah, 502.
Like Ruben Studdard, he wore a 502 shirt.
What?
On American Idol. He used to wear a shirt, big ass 502.
Yeah, that's
on his show. Yeah, on the show.
We had prom. It was like this. It's like this mansion type of thing. Like they rent it out for weddings and shit. And I don't remember the name of it right now. But it's like this nice building thing. And so afterwards, there was like an all night bowling event thing that the school put on, like to go from like, till like 6 a.m. so that kids wouldn't be out like party,
Oh, so they could all be in the same.
Yeah. So like that's what we did, and then we like made out a little bit, but like nothing like crazy.
Because he didn't want to.
No, just because like he wasn't like. I don't know, like he wasn't my boyfriend. I wasn't a virgin at that point. So I don't know why. I think I was still hung up on either somebody else or I had this whole thing in my head like I really care about the next person I sleep with kind of thing,
It's weird. Like prom is either this person that you've been with for a long time or like mine was a scramble at the end because I really wasn't thinking about it. I was ready for college. I was ready to move on. Mm-hmm. But it kind of made sense that I took the girl who my dance partner
Your dance part? Wait, do you take dance classes?
Yeah.
Like what? Like cotillion style dance classes? Or like
no,
what?
like ballet, hip hop, jazz.
Oh.
Shout out to Homer Bryant. He was just featured in Elle and Vanity Fair.
So wait, what kind of dancing? I want to hear more about this dancing.
Ballet, jazz.
How long have you been doing ballet?
I did it for like, 3 years?
Yeah. In
high school. And I was a part of the dance team in high school, and that was just my thing.
That's cool. I was a dance minor in college.
Really?
Yeah.
Like all the ballet and jazz and all that?
Yeah, ballet. I've really focused more on modern, Horton style modern, which is a specific style.
As seen in
what?
Like where have we seen it before?
I am trying to think.
You do tap?
I can tap. It's been a while. I did jazz, ballet, and modern. I took ballet and modern like every semester though. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And for a little bit, I'm not saying I was any good, but for a little bit, I was part of this group that tried to do a little breaking. So I still I remember like a 6-step probably, like the simple 6 round thing, but like I couldn't like spin myself in my head, or I didn't do any battles, but I went to some, and but I was not very good. I was just like doing it just to try,
Yeah, low rock, little up rock. What did you do anything?
I could do like a little, like I could do like the little, I could probably still do it, like the little thing where you just spin yourself around a little bit
on your head.
Not on the head, no, just like moving.
The basic, helicopter.
Yeah, the basic 6-step thing. I was always just trying new shit, like I did silks for a while. Just like the climbing the fabric from the ceiling like they do in Cirque.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was all about just trying new shit and figuring it out. Like I wasn't very good at dancing, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was alright, but I think I kind of prefer like the idea of like dancing like with a partner, like taking like a salsa class or something like that, or something fun.
I'd rather be solo.
Yeah.
Just all I need is me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can, like...
What are you? Can you break or anything?
I can do, like, basic up rock, but, like, that wasn't... Of the 4 elements of hip-hop, dancing, breaking wasn't my thing. I can DJ. Breaking wasn't my thing, and tagging and, graffiti wasn't my thing. It was either dancing or rapping. Those are my 2.
You can rap?
I mean, not dancing. DJing or rapping.
Can you rap?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have. I've done it before a bunch. I used to battle.
Yeah?
I used to battle in high school. Anything with art, I'll at least give it a try, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I can do all that.
Yeah. I did also, maybe this is just me, I think I was trying to be rebellious. I did a little tagging in high school too.
Yeah, that was just
like a thing to try. I did it until one of our friends got caught and then I stopped.
Yeah, I've known friends who got arrested for it and all of that. It just wasn't... It wasn't the thing that called me. Like DJing and rapping first, but rapping and DJing, those are the things that kind of called me. Well, as far as hip hop goes. Okay. So of the 4 elements, those were the 2 that I was into. And comedy was just always being comfortable on the microphone and kind of combining that with, just telling jokes with your boys or whatever.
You seem like a pretty artistic kid overall, like doing ballet and doing all that stuff. Like when did you...
anything like that, I'm interested in, because it's like at least it's always been in my head. Like art is the great uniter. It doesn't matter what color, your race, your gender, whatever. Like art brings people together, which is why they cut so much funding for it.
Oh, whoa. Damn, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, it's like it's a civil and civic like mainstay, but you can't control people if they're like we're the same. That's not how you control people. It's through division.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. That could be the reason why they're trying to cut funding for that.
Yeah. Just keeping people in their own respective little thing and get up and go to work and come home and,
watch TV and drink and
watch TV and listen to the news that we want you to hear from this side, and don't think outside of the box, which is all art is. And just striving to be more of an individual, bring your individual self out and deliver that. it's never going to go away because people always are going to be called. Mm-hmm. But the idea of, I guess, public funding for it kind of bothers some people.
Yeah, I don't get that because, like, I think art really does feed into so much. I mean, I think that it helps in so many other areas. Like, you might not think about it, but it does. Like, if a kid's into art or something like that, like, I was into theater growing up for most of my life. And I was too busy to get... I smoked weed, but I was too busy to get into anything dangerous, Because I was focused. I was like, I want to do this stuff. I got rehearsal. I got these things that are important to me. If someone has art or something that's important to them, they're not going to be fucking around and, committing crimes or fucking getting pregnant or,
Who says that the powers that be don't want people to get into crime and get pregnant? I mean, prisons are a privately owned thing. People make money when people commit crimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's the great art students who are just like, man, I almost was doing this and I was getting in trouble and then I got introduced to this art thing. So it's like, if you're making money off your art, people would rather them make money off of you being locked up than making money off your art. It's like
we'd rather, like, our education system has been so dumbed down too. It's like they rather just have a bunch of dumb people, out in the world instead of people that are actually. I'm just saying comparatively, like, if you look at like an 8th grade test from like 100 years ago, it is way harder. Like I looked at something that was like 8th grade math test from like 1915 or something like that.
You looked at an 8th grade math test from 1915?
Yeah, there was it was going on the internet. Now it could be bullshit. It could be bullshit.
I thought you just woke up one day like, yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna look this shit up.
That's what I'm gonna do for my day.
No, unfortunately, yes. I also subscribe to being on the internet and like looking at the stuff people pass around. But it was like an old test, and it was like the questions it had. I was like, I couldn't answer half of this stuff. Yeah. It was difficult. So I think that the way our education system is now, like, our college is kind of what it was for high school back then, and it's like, I think, like, just in general, like, we are taught to pass the tests and to get a good score on these important standardized tests and not actually learn the information. And so that doesn't, really give us an education.
Yeah, standardized testing isn't about how smart a person is. It's your ability to pass a test. To follow, just how to learn how to take a test. And it's very formulaic. I taught test prep, so I know that it's not about...
What test prep did you teach?
Well, in New York, they have something called the Regents, and it's mandatory. You got to pass the Regents to graduate.
Oh.
They have it in California. They have it in New York. And, you just teach them how to beat the test. It's not about, you can know nothing about it and about the facts or whatever, but then you learn enough, you learn some mnemonic devices to pass the test. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, that's too bad. Because I like learning. Like, I mean, I enjoy, like, if I had a practical idea of what I'd want to get a master's in, I probably would have gotten one, but it didn't make financial sense to do that. I love learning, though.
Yeah, you got to go, I like school because this shit open to you when you're a student. Like, if you know how to take advantage of things and use your student standing, you can get a lot of stuff.
Well, the world also seems like, very helpful to students. It's like, oh, I got a student project. Can I film here? Or can I do this? It's like people seem... you're gonna take a nap?
No. I'm in a bed.
It's comfy.
But I'm here.
No, I get it. It's
yeah, no.
It ends up happening.
I had access to high def cameras and microphones and lives and all this other stuff and lighting.
What'd you major in?
Journalism.
Journalism.
So I had access to all this stuff, so that's how I learned how to like build websites, and I had a radio show. And I just tried to use up as much as the opportunity as I could.
That's smart.
Yeah, I ain't smart though. I just made a few right decisions.
A few right decisions?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I went to Morehouse for undergrad. I went to DePaul for grad school.
Oh, you graduate degree?
Yeah, that's why I majored in for grad school. I majored in journalism.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that was the thing. Like, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do yet. And I liked my undergraduate degree, but I was just like, I just need to be in school and be a student and be taken care of for a little bit longer.
Before going out into the real world.
Yeah, I just need more time.
Yeah. And when did you find comedy throughout all this?
It always kind of been there. But 2008 is when the first time I went up at Jokes and Notes in rest in peace on the south side.
I know, I missed that place. That was so nice.
Lil Rel was the first person that would bring me up on stage. Lil Rel from Get Out.
Yeah, by the way, I fucking loved him in that. I thought he was great. Hilarious.
Right.
And I don't think I saw such a serious horror movie, but had such a big comedic relief in that,
He nailed it. He was great in it. Yeah, 2008, I just wanted to try it. And I did. And it's been, what? What's
9 years?
9 years, yeah. 9 years.
Yeah, Jokes and Notes is fun.
It's funny, like, it helped me in a lot of ways to kind of let out the aggressive side of it. But, that's what worked there. And other scenes or whatever don't necessarily, I don't know if they don't take to it or it's like I'm speaking a different language. Like, you had to be direct to get booked up there. Like, look, I'm funny. This is what I want to do. And very direct with Mary Lindsay, who ran it. And so that was just the way that I got to know things and got to respect. Like, she ain't got to love you personality-wise, but if you come on up there and you funny, she gonna give you a shot. And so that was the lesson. You're like whatever way you started. Mm-hmm. So that was the way I came through. Where it's just like, you want a spot? Come up, speak to the person running the spot. Don't wait and send a Facebook message and all this other roundabout and beat around the bush type way, because that's a crowd. And if you ain't got the balls or you ain't got the metal to just go walk up to a person who you want stage time from, then you ain't got the metal to go up in front of a bunch of strangers. You know what I mean? Like, or rather, if you can do that, if you can just go to a person, look them in the eye, say, introduce yourself, then I trust you can go out on the stage and at least not be scared.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something in that, and just looking somebody in the eye, shaking their hand and saying, look, this is what I want. I just want an opportunity to show you what I can do. Mm-hmm. It's just different when you go to different, people come up different ways. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, and you've been out in New York for a while.
4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I left in 2013 from Chicago. And I wasn't like voted funniest Chicago person. It was never really about that. I always wanted to go to New York. It's the hub of art, and just got so much history to it. It's like,
I'm imagining you like go to art museums like a lot, like or go see shit all the time. I don't know.
Nah, you ain't even gotta go to the museum. Just walking around, you just feel that energy. You feel the history. You're like, oh, this is where this happened, or you see something that from a movie. It's like, oh, this is where they shot so and so. Especially if you're walking around Manhattan. But I live in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn schools, hip hop and all that jazz and blah blah blah.
Yeah. I think New York's fun. I haven't explored it that much, but
you visited.
Yeah,
Brooklyn?
I visited last fall. I'm probably gonna come up sometime, either the fall or early winter or early January or something.
Yeah, you visited Bushwick.
I was over in Bushwick. Yeah, learning my way around. It's fun. I like it. So I don't know. So expensive though, in my mind.
It's very expensive. I mean, some kind of way you figure out how to generate generate more money so you can afford, like, my tastes have gotten more expensive. You yawning too.
Well, yeah, I'm the one with narcolepsy though.
Oh, you're narcoleptic?
Yeah, that's the whole, that's
Oh, I didn't know the history of the show.
No. I have narcolepsy.
Is it severe?
I mean, I take medicine to stay awake. I mean, it's a weird, it's a weird thing about it.
You think you eat Adderall?
No, it's different types of medicine. So, like, I take Ritalин's my backup, kind of, and I take an extended release throughout the day. But some days I'm just a little bit more tired. Today's been one of those days because I was on set the last couple days, so I had a couple long days, so.
Harriet Tubman was a narcoleptic.
Yes, she was. She was.
She's like the most famous narcoleptic.
Yeah.
Until your shit blows up like you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring a little awareness. So, like, the whole thing about this, that's why it's like, I was like, oh, let's do Sleeping with Sarah. I'll bring people in my bed. We talk about sleep, comedy, that sort of stuff. But yeah, like, because a lot of people have issues sleeping. A lot of comedians either insomniacs or have different things.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole concept behind it. But yeah, the narcolepsy, I'm very laid back with the way I describe it, but it still is a struggle, you know?
Yeah.
Like getting up in the morning, that's real tough.
So you're not a morning person?
No, but I mean, if someone's paying me, I'll be up there on time.
Yeah.
Shit. I had to get up, like a 6:30 a.m. call on fucking Wednesday, so... Like, I'll get up early.
Yeah, don't have to.
If I got to.
Yeah.
But I prefer to be able to sleep, you know. I mean, I'll sleep through anything, though. So it's like, for me, I always tell my friends, if there's something going on, call me or whatever. Like, I've had times where I've napped. Like, I basically slept from, 11 p.m. to, 1:30. Wake up in the middle of the night, see my phone. My buddy's like, hey, what you doing right now? Want to go to a party at the loft? And then I'll be like, all right, I get up, take a pill, go meet him up, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm always down, because I'd rather be living than sleeping, because I've already spent a couple of my years of my life, basically sleeping, most of it, yeah. So, in my head, I'm always trying to make up for that. That's why that's why I feel like that's why maybe I'm so ambitious, and I try to do as much as I can, because I don't want to have that wasted time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always, I'm mostly independent with so many things, so I gotta be awake. But you got to get I know I got to get my sleep too. I don't have a norm. I mean, no comedian has a norm. Sometimes you stay a little bit late. Uh-huh. I tried to give up. I had started to smoke.
Weed?
No, I was smoking cigarettes. And I was just that was making me tired. And I can't do sativa weed because I'm already mellow. So that shit.
You mean indica?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't do indica.
I'm the same way. I gotta do sativa.
Yeah, I have to because unless I need to go to sleep, because otherwise I'd be passed out. It's a bunch of things. I've been working out lately. Just all these things to try to normalize off stage time. Because when you're in the club, it's drinks, it's long nights, it's and then especially here in Chicago where you're driving, or in New York where you're taking a train, you get time for naps, but then you'll be up once you get home. You
ever fall asleep and miss your train stop?
Never. Thank God, never done that.
Oh, I remember when I first moved to Chicago, I did that. I ended up at Howard, the Red Line.
That's the end.
That's when I woke up. They were like, "Get the fuck off the train."
Yeah, no, I got some sort of internal clock that keeps that from happening. Maybe because I never wanted to do that, in Chicago on the Red Line. Never want to, because I've seen dudes oversleep. This dude, he had his shoes taken from him because he overslept on the train. It's funny. Chicago's so segregated. If you're Asian and you go past Chinatown, and you missed your stop. It's he might be going to 79th. You never know. But that's our city. Yeah. Chicago.
New York feel better than that? In terms of, you feel like it's not nearly as bad there?
It isn't. The thing that got me, one time I was coming from a show in Williamsburg. It was 2 a.m. I saw this model getting on the train, this old Jewish dude, a couple young people. It was just New York is 24 hours. So everybody always got somewhere that they got to be.
I like that.
New York, Chicago, everything closed at 9. So if you see kids on the train at 11, you like, oh, they up to trouble. They up. What other reason could they be out right now? Everything closed.
Yeah, it's so different. There used to be, like, in this neighborhood, there used to be, like, a lot of 24-hour diners and 24-hour Starbucks. Right. And that's all changed, you know?
Because you got to pay to keep places open 24 hours, you know? And, like, people going to sleep, people got to work. It just wasn't worth it. You know, you got to keep up with lights in Chicago, expensive. Yeah. But yeah.
That's what I liked about New York, is it feels like, you know, it is up all night. There's always stuff going on.
There's always a diner open. There's always somebody doing something, whether late night or whatever.
What is this symbol?
This is classic black dude logo. This is the logo for my website that I run.
Oh, yeah?
So we sell merchandise, and I write blogs, I do interviews, and...
Is that like your day job, your job?
This is my
brand,
this is my baby. Building? Yeah, this is my baby.
What's it called?
ClassicBlackDude.com. Okay. Yeah, we just did a live show with Wyatt Cenac and Roy Wood Jr. from the Daily Show, Comedy Central, and my boy Josen Cummings, who writes for the Bleacher Report, GQ, and a bunch of different publications.
So it's like fashion and
it's literary first. So I write think pieces and blogs, and it's really just about black dudes and just how diverse we are, and, like, you know, it's giving some voice to us. There's this older writer named Ralph Ellison, and in the 50s and 60s, he wrote a book. I forget the name of the book, but anyway, the book was talking about how, like, black male characters are usually depicted very with a slim range emotionally, where we're either beast or angel, or king or pauper, where there's no emotional range. It's either we're thug number one or we're the president. You know?
Yeah.
There was just no room for the complexities of being a black dude, because, I don't know, maybe it was a marketing thing. Who knows? But the interviews that I do and the things that I talk about really address the complexities of being a man who's a person of color and what that means. So I'm just giving voice to how I grew up and what I think about things.
I think that's great. I've recently been watching Insecure, which kind of shows that more for female. But like that, I think, is done, like, really well in terms of showing that more of that range, because I feel like, you know, women of color have had that issue as well in writing and TV and stuff. So it's nice to have something that's just smart and funny and so relatable and written well.
Once again, with art, it's trying to show, you know, people use powers that be use race to keep us separate and say, like, because they're not your same race, they're different. And this show isn't for you because the main characters aren't the same race as you. But, like, if you just give it a chance, you'll see that it is. Blackish, Insecure, The Carmichael Show.
Marlon.
Marlon's doing well. Actually, Marlon is kind of funny.
I watched, like, the first couple episodes. I was like, you know, like, it's not... Like, I thought I wasn't sure what to expect, and I was like, you know, this is, you know...
It's like, you know, I grew up around black people who were like, well, we've always had to show that we were diverse and we were open-minded, we would have to watch white shows. I watched Frasier. You know what I mean?
I know.
And it was just because I have the open mind to want to watch it. I wasn't trying to prove that, I can like, quote-unquote, white things or whatever. It was just what was good. So, but with outside of the Cosby Show, if it's not drug dealing and killing, then if it's a black show, it's seen as for black people.
What about Family Matters?
That was corny, okay? Like Family Matters is corny, and they'll admit that.
I get that. That was probably like the same time as Boy Meets World. That was like, you know, same kind of shit.
That was like, I feel like we're moving into more of a provocative age. You know, as time goes on, the more things will be allowed on TV. But like, it was kept separate on purpose. Like, Thursday night on Fox is the black night. That's when Martin and Living Single. So it's very like,
So even the TV was segregated.
It was done intentionally to say, this is when the black stuff is on. This is when the Asian stuff is on. This is when the Latino stuff is on. And it's just like, let a good show be a good show. Not a part of a black block.
Wow.
As I saw it. I don't know.
I think that's definitely been changing, though, especially as people can watch whatever they feel like, whenever they feel like. And then you have all these great shows that have, diverse casts and, like...
It's trying to. I mean...
Not every show, but, like, you look at...
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black, for example. Like,
Orange is the New Black. Yeah.
And even her new show, Glow, is good, too. That's got a good...
Glow. Netflix is doing a bunch of great stuff. Bubblegum, I think the name of it is. It's a lot of good shows on there. And it's really just like... whoever created got to generate the numbers so people will watch.
Yeah. Well, it's so different because Netflix isn't bound by the Nielsen ratings like the other things were. Right. So, like, they could take more risks with a lot of that.
Yeah, they just, like... They should need to be streaming.
Yeah.
As much as
have you seen Disjointed yet? The one with Chris Ryan and that?
I watched part of it. Shout out to Chris Red.
Yeah.
I watched part of it. I'm not a big stoner. I like smoking, but I'm not like... That's not the thing that draws me into it. But for what I saw, it was very good.
Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Tone Bell is great on there, and Kathy Bates, of course.
Yeah, but I like that. Like, that's, and even Netflix is, do you hear that? They are actually making, like, weed to complement their shows. Like, they're going to have Netflix branded weed for their different shows.
Why not market it to death? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Is that fucking crazy?
Make as much as you can. Yeah. That's good.
Would you want your own, like, weed flavor if you got for your brand?
I might make a classic black dude pen. Mm-hmm. A vape pen.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be sick.
I love those. Fuck.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
That's common. Yes, classic black dude vape pen. Not just shirts, not just hats. You get the vape pen.
Shirts, hats, vape pen. Yeah. I love that logo. That's a cool... Did you make that?
Yeah, I created this.
That's dope. Like, I like that.
Yeah,
to show that you don't have to be one way or the other. You can be multiple things.
Just a bunch of glasses, and
simple,
beard, wild hair, classic Caesar, all the things.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. It took me thank you.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate good logos and like good design because it's hard. People don't realize that come up with a logo or. Because what I liked about it is it was just a logo. It's not... Because most of the things I've done have been text-based, Right. But to find something that's really appealing that says what you want to say without even using any words is really fucking hard to do that right.
It took me a while, yeah.
It takes a long time to get that right. So when I see it, I'm like, that's good. So
it takes that, and then, you have to have a website, and you have to find... That has to be available, and
you gotta have a good name,
and fit, and roll off the tongue. I went through so many iterations before I came because it was like some things were already taken.
Yeah.
So I went through a lot just to, but shit's supposed to happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, I was surprised that sleepingwithsarah.com wasn't taken. But like his porn insiders on that.
Sleeping with Sarah. You're sleepingwithsarah.com?
Yeah. I got that. But I just use my personal Twitter and Insta for that because I'm just like, if they like it, they'll just follow me. I don't need to. I'm bad with Twitter, so I need to do it more. So I'm like, I can't manage more than one account. That's gonna be too hard.
Yeah, I mean, most of the articles and stuff I posted from my Instagram. There is a classic black dude Instagram that I post to, but I was just like, just let people go to mine and then they'll go to the website.
Yeah,
hopefully it'll work.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's cool that you're building this whole thing where you can write articles and have clothing and all that. That's neat.
Yeah, it's my hub. So
how long have you been doing that?
This has only been since May?
Oh wow! So this is real new.
It's pretty new, yeah.
That's cool.
But I don't want to do a 9 to 5, so I have to keep myself working.
Yeah. I feel you on that. It's good to keep busy.
Absolutely, yeah. If you say this is what you want to do, you gotta fucking
have the time to do
focus, it. Yeah, and then you can generate money for yourself. It takes a while. Yeah. But like if you, what I found out is like that trust exercise where they tell you to just lean back, and the person will catch you. Like when you step out,
you think like, oh, this person definitely had me. Like they'll definitely do this, they'll definitely do this. And what you find out, people who you didn't even know really had your back like that will step in and be like, yo, I got you. I love that you trying to do something independently. You got your own thing, and you put the work in to get the website and build the website and all this other shit. So people will come out of nowhere that you wouldn't expect when you just kind of step out there.
Well, I've also noticed that when people actually, because I guess a lot of people talk about doing stuff and then never do it, but when you're actually talking about something and then you actually start to make it and do it, then people are like, oh, wow, like, congrats on at least filming that or doing that thing. And people, surprisingly, because I guess I didn't imagine, like, so many people, like, have ideas to start things and don't actually do it or talk about it a lot without actually following through. So they're actually just following through on that stuff. Like,
you get naysayers, you get self-doubt, you get all these things, but like it's really a matter of if you build it. We did one article, I wrote the top all of Bernie Mac's movies ranked.
Oh,
and
did you watch every single one? Yeah,
I didn't see all of them. I saw parts of them because they were like, some were bit roles, but for the most part,
I've seen, so some of them were just where you just can't see.
So, but I saw most of them, and I was just like, because he did a lot of cameos in the 90s too. Yeah. So I just did it and ended up getting reposted by his daughter on Facebook. And that got more people liking the site. So I was just like, you really just got to do it sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do it. What is it? What does it cost? It's costing you more to not do it than to do it and make sure it's of some quality and be consistent.
Yeah, I think it's good to put something of your own out there, for people to see. And not just waiting for someone to ask you to contribute to an online magazine. You're just creating your own shit. You're just like, you got stuff you want to say, you put it out there. I like that.
Yeah, who don't want, some corporation to come and say, hey, well, we'll pay you and tell you exactly what we need you to do. That would be great, but... I
feel like some people almost expect, like, it's weird. Some people I talk to, most of the time it's white dudes, but...
it's... You know what?
They kind of almost expect people to do, like, or they'll expect people to ask them to do a show instead of having, you know what I mean?
One thing that's for sure, and this is from hosting the show that I've learned, entitlement doesn't discriminate. A sense of entitlement to what people feel like they deserve, that doesn't belong to them, but they feel like they deserve it. Mm-hmm. That comes in every age, race, gender sexual orientation. I've seen it all from every type of comedian. But I've seen good things from different types of comedians too. But a sense of entitlement doesn't have so
you think everyone ends up having that, or there's
I've seen it from everybody.
Yeah.
I've seen it from everybody.
What do you mean? Like people just expecting to get spots on your show and not being able to, or?
Yeah. People mad at you because you won't give them something that doesn't belong to them. Like, it's people who show I would want to do, opportunities I would want to do, but that's a waste of energy for me to be mad at them because it ain't mine.
Yeah.
It don't belong to me.
Also, I'm about energy too. It's like, why would I waste that time on negative energy? Anyways, it's just like...
It's so much, and I don't necessarily blame... The reason I don't take it personally is because... I know people have family members they're trying to impress. Or they want to say, like, come to this show. So they want to be on good shows so their family can feel like, oh, this, I'm progressing. They're doing well. So it's not, I don't think they necessarily have ill intentions. It's when ill things are said that I'm just like, that's too far. Mm-hmm. Nobody has to be friends with me. That's fine. I can handle that. I know who my friends are, but it's when somebody may be friends with you for a couple of weeks. It's like when a dude wants something from you, where like he'll come around, he'll speak for like 2 weeks, then he'll finally feel like, oh, that's enough of that. Let me directly ask what I want, and then you're like, no, and then all of a sudden you're a bitch.
Exactly. Oh my God, I can't believe you understand that. That's great.
It happens all the time.
No, I love that. I love that you actually get that. Like, cause that shit. Yeah, or a guy that like is trying to be your friend, and then that's not the whole point. The whole point is he's trying to hook up.
Get whatever. Yeah, and it's because the gameplay is ran so often. We often think like that we are original or that we are, doing something different. But Shakespeare came up with all the scenarios. It's only 40 scenarios. Shakespeare worked all of them. So nothing is new under the sun. So like, I get it because that's what you feel like, but I don't have to like you personally to work with you. If you have a talent, let's build on something. But if you don't and you just using it for something else, like I've seen it enough. But it's like because you don't want to, because you didn't fall for something, all of a sudden you're the bad person.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I don't have to like someone to do work with them or to put them on a show or something like that. It's like it's better if you do enjoy the person, but like if you have to be in a situation, you need to be professional about it. Comedy's a job just like anything else. And in regular jobs, you got to work with people you don't like anyways, And
that's really what it comes down to. Just comedy, just like with any profession. Are you a person that person wants to work with? And that will take you a long way. It can, if you're not, it can cost you. So you got to make sure if you're going to be this person, I got to watch out for that. Some people don't like me, and I'm just like, that may have cost me some things because I can be kind of straightforward and all this other shit. So I'm just like, all right, well, I got to get funnier then if I want the freedom to say whatever I want to say.
Yeah.
I got to be fucking undeniable. And a lot of people who are very feel like they deserve so much are very, very deniable. It's like it's an easy no because it's like your attitude don't even matter. You're not even good enough to have this attitude. So it's weird.
Yeah,
that's a life lesson. That ain't even comedy. It's just anything. Are you a person people want to work with? Your reputation precedes you.
That's why that's why one of these quotes I have on my wall I mention a lot. The whole be so good they can't ignore you. That's it. Like Steve Martin, that's just one of my favorite things. I look at that every single day and I just try to figure that out. Like if I'm not getting the stuff I want to get, just create stuff that people will start paying attention to.
Create stuff that can't, like you said, can be ignored, can be denied. And then you get so caught up in that you're not even thinking about this person putting me on the show. Or this person doing this for me. You worried about, you focus, you got your lane right in front of you. You got goals that you're trying to set that don't require other people. Are you writing an hour a day? Are you hitting the mic? Do you take it serious when you do get a booking? Do you go as hard when there's 3 people in the audience as it is when it's 300? Because if you kill in a crowd with 300, everybody laughing, ain't nobody gonna say shit about that. But if you go in there and you got jokes and you prepared and there's 3 people there, people will talk about that. Because that's all comedians do is talk about other comedians, whether good or whether bad. But if you got that mindset, I'm at work and I got to deliver. The show when it's 5 people and you smash, not to say that I understand that you got to work out new material at different places, but if it's a show and people book you on a lineup, go hard. You got plenty of time to fuck around at mics if that's what you want to do. But why not go give them that 5 people a reason to come back to other shows?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Why not? You love comedy, right? Well then, what you doing? We all have off nights, but try. People get scared to try because it hurts to fail. But that's the only way you're going to get better or make an impact is by failing. I don't believe that you got to fail and bomb all the time to be a good comedian. But I do think you have to try. And with trying, you're going to fail.
And I think that also the fact that, different nights, you could crush in front of 300 people and then bomb the next night in front of however many people. Yeah. And it's I think that does keep comedians a little bit more humble with that. It's if you feel like you're doing too good, then it kind of brings you back to reality a little bit.
You should. Yeah, you should.
Because then that makes you work hard,
I'll never, I have to believe in myself to even, all of us have to even go up there. So that should be a given. Like this whole, he's just a nice, humble guy. Like, yeah, I get it. But you're telling strangers that they should listen to you for 15 minutes.
And that you have something important to say.
That you have something, worth listening to. So you have to have some sort of self-belief. Let's just get that out of the way. So it's when you get off stage, it's how you treat other people. Like, I go out of my way to be very respectful to people because I know how I get when I feel disrespected. So, people you gonna crack some eggs, man. People gonna get mad at you if you are confident and you believe something's gonna work. It's just a part of the game.
Yeah. Well, that kind of ties into the question I usually ask. Now that we're near the end of the podcast, what are your dreams and your goals for your future?
I just want people to, I don't know. Like, people don't always remember who I am, but I think people remember some of the things that I say. And that's bad for my brand. That's bad for me, me as a figure or whatever. But it's what I like, man. I like people to think differently after I get off stage about something. And I try to talk about things that I know about, or at least talk about things that I want to be people to think about. Because it's a lot I don't know. But it starts with the conversation and me just talking at them, and then they can go talk to each other later.
Yeah, about how they feel about it.
About what I said to them. I love a large group of people who are not near me on stage.
Not too close.
Not too close. I like my intimate distance.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. That seems like a very reachable goal.
Yeah, and that's just, you try that, or I try that, and then let the chips fall where they may.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing the podcast.
ClassicBlackDude.com. SleepingWithSarah.com.
We always end by saying good night, so good night. Thanks for listening to Sleeping with Sarah, where I slept with Clark Jones. Be sure to follow Clark on Twitter at @TheClarkJones and check out his website, ClassicBlackDude.com. He'll also be at Laugh Factory all month in Chicago. This podcast is part of the Laugh Factory Podcast Network. Please remember to subscribe and rate and review on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud. We're brought to you by Audible.com. Please go to audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah. I'm releasing a new podcast each week. Be sure to tune in to find out who I have in bed with me next. Thanks to Josh Bryant for the music. You can find out more on sleepingwithsarah.com. And please follow me on Twitter @SarahAlbritton. Until next time, good night.